Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same if this is your first time coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the support and love you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you so much. So this white man is calling out his community because, you know, some of them are always like telling him or asking him, but black people own slaves too. He was like, yes. I mean, this is like, you know, the never-ending saga of projecting white people's racism to black people, because they always look for a way to like, you know, gaslight black people. And he actually went further to say that that few black people owned slave back then, but that is different from chattel slavery and Atlantic slavery, which he actually explained. And he is calling his community out, telling them that the best way they can do to get things better is by unlearning, relearn, and take accountable for the things they have done, because the problem they are facing is that most of them do not want to even accept the fact that they have done something wrong, because to them everything is okay. They don't want to accept the fact that they have offended black people. Instead of them trying as much as they can to learn from black people and learn how they can do better, they always look for a way to gaslight black people. And he is seriously calling his community out. Stay to the screen. Let me roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up, let me roll the clip.
A white man told me today that black people own slaves too. Did you know that, fat boy? That black people, freed blacks, own slaves in America. Ah, yes. The never-ending saga of projecting our racism back onto black people. Number one, yes, there were a very few freed black people in America that owned slaves, primarily so they could get their families back together. Slavery has always been around, Dixon. Yes, it has. But however, chattel slavery was much different. Before the Atlantic slave trade, when the white man created chattel slavery, he also created the dehumanization of people who were not white. That's part of white supremacy, that dehumanization. And that's the thing that the Europeans created for the Atlantic slave trade to work. And that's the sickness and the disease that we're still all of us suffering from today. Slavery in every civilization throughout history has always been around. Egypt, Africa, Rome, Greece, the Vikings, Europe. But there's one thing that the white Europeans did that had never ever happened in the history of slavery for thousands of years. About 500 years ago in Portugal, the Pope made a declaration that anybody that was not white could be subjugated into slavery and justified legally. And that is exactly what they set out to do for several reasons. Number one, they were colonizing the world, and indigenous people were dying because of disease, and the indigenous people they had left were converting to Christianity. And that was a problem because they were using religion to justify slavery. They couldn't use religion anymore because people were converting to Christianity. So they had to have something new. And there were a whole bunch of Africans over there that they thought that they could subjugate. And it turns out they did. But in order to make it work, they created racism and a culture and a system of white supremacy. And they used that to justify the biggest slave trade the world has ever seen. Millions and millions and millions of Africans were enslaved. Their brothers and sisters were enslaved and brought to the Americas and all over the world, the Caribbean, to use for labor. And they were exploited, they were raped, and they could not, unlike other slavery, this is chattel slavery. They could never get their freedom, and their kids could never have freedom. They were property and they were a commodity. In the past, before Portugal and this Pope and the Atlantic slave trade, in the past, a lot of the slavery all throughout history was because of prisoners of war, or because of debt, or because they're criminal. But it was never based on race. It was never based on white supremacy. And many of them could earn their freedom or earn by paying for the freedom. Things are different now. And so I just wanted to point this out so that we have some accuracy historically. The problem that we have in America today and throughout the world is the lies of white supremacy. And it's white people with white skin who benefit from that. It's our responsibility to do what? To fix it. It's sick, it's a disease, and it's destroying all of us. Not just black, not just brown, not just indigenous, all of us. What can I do, Dixon, as a white person? Well, I'll tell you 4 things. Number 1, learn. Learn from black folks, learn from brown folks, learn from Asian folks, learn from indigenous people, whatever you choose, but learn about race in America. You can do it from documentaries, you can do it from books, you can do it from movies, you can do it from genuine friendships with other people outside of the white race. If they want to teach you, they are not obligated to teach you. But learn. And I do encourage you to build relationships with people outside of white. Those relationships are the best way to learn. Genuine friendships, just be around those people. Learn their reality. It's that simple. Number 2, simply acknowledge the truth. Just acknowledge the truth. It's the hardest thing for white people to do, but you have to acknowledge the truth racially. Without a denial, without a but, without a deflection, without a projection, without gaslighting, just acknowledge the fucking truth. Number 3, take action. Inaction is the problem. Take legitimate action. Hold white people accountable for our racist bullshit, whatever that may be. It may be a friend. It may be a coworker. It may be a relative. It may be a politician. Whatever it is, get organized. Whatever you have to do, hold white people accountable. But inaction is the problem. Silence is complicity. Denial is complicity. Ignoring it is complicity. Do something. Lastly, number 4, teach other white people what you've learned. Share what you've learned. Pass it, spread it around. Good luck.
It's really amazing, like watching this. And like I keep saying, the truth is that they refuse to accept that they have done something wrong. I mean, this is something that they also need to hold themselves accountable, because when you are denying something, you cannot be accountable for something. You cannot take responsibility for a particular thing, not until you are ready to take responsibility, and then you are almost like you are on your way to trying to sort some problems out. But if you do not take accountability, if you do not unlearn, because I mean they need to unlearn and relearn and also teach themselves, because this is where the problem is. They do not want to believe that there is something wrong, and they do not want to teach themselves. I mean, this is where I am going to draw the core in. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.